Howdy folks, welcome to our next exit. Well, we're still in South Dakota and we're trying to figure out this boondocking in National Forest. It turns out it's a problem. We've boondocked several times in Quartzsite and we just finished boondocking 2 weeks up at Nomad View and it works great. But for some reason, it ain't working so good here in the National Forest. We're doing something wrong. We got beautiful campgrounds. We're here with some good friends of ours, and this here's Jeff and Lori's site, and I was corrected. I told you in our last video that we were all loving Nomad View. Well, Jeff and Lori didn't really love it as much as I did. The cold weather and the wind caused them to go into Rapid City. They spend about half the time in Rapid City at a full service campground and half the time they're out on the ridge at Nomad View. But here at Sheridan Lakes, they've got a nice site and they're enjoying it, but they're having the same problems that we're having. And then we go around the bend here. Joe came up from Florida. He was there pretty much the whole 2 weeks at Nomad View and he had no problems. But here at Sheridan Lake, it ain't working so good. Okay, Captain Obvious, no doubt about it. There's just a little bit too much shade back here and we got to figure out how to work with these trees. In Arizona, we don't have to mess with that. At Nomad View, we didn't have to mess with that. But in the National Forest, we got to figure that out. But one of the main things we did is we had some community meals, and we got to discuss our plans on where we're going to go, when we're going to go. I smoked up a couple of tri-tips. Jeff and Lori brought over some side dishes.
Which again?
The left is hotter, the right is good. So we had a number of these community meals where somebody cooked up enough for everybody and we'd eat in one RV or outside or somewhere. And we'd sit around the campfires. We would kind of strategize on where we might find boondocking spots, especially once we get over closer to Yellowstone, because we've all been there, but we haven't boondocked there previously. So this is all totally new to us. And then Joe, he's called Computer Joe because he's set up for computers.
So the ones on top, yes?
Did we look at Box Creek yet?
I thought that was the one just before, the one that we, up that forest road.
Okay. Then there's two more above there. There's one of them that I definitely want you to And Joe would pull up Google Maps on his big screen TV and would zoom in and find the Forest Service roads and look for potential boondocking spots. And that was real helpful. We made us a real nice list for once we get over to Yellowstone and Bridger-Teton National Forest to find potential boondocking spots. We had some more bad luck. Unfortunately, Jeff and Lori, as Jeff was parking, there's rocks all over the campground and some of them are really sharp. As he was parking in his sight, his right front tire rubbed along a rock and it took a gouge out of his tire. So he had to go into town. He bought 2 new steer tires to the tune of about $1,200 I think, just so he had a comfort level because we don't know where all we're going to be heading to. There we go. Now there's that smiling face.
Yeah.
Did y'all to get through that wind last night?
Yeah, I noticed you brought your slides in.
I brought everything in.
Was it bad?
I had the camera up here watching these trees.
Yeah.
Oh man, wasn't scary, but it was right close to scary.
Yeah, you could have went either way.
All right, we'll see you guys in a couple days.
I think tomorrow, right?
I think. No, not. Is it tomorrow?
You guys are leaving tomorrow?
Yeah, we are.
Buffalo, KOA's y'all's destination.
Exactly right.
Yeah, we'll see y'all tomorrow.
All right, take care, Jeff.
Bye. Don't worry, I said hi.
I will. Bye-bye. So that's his second hit. He had that $800 repair on his freeze plug and then his $1,200 on his tires. So that's starting to add up. See you tomorrow. You'll have fun. Pearl and I have had a couple of issues. We've totally got our Aqua Hot fixed. So the Aqua Hot's burning nice and clean. Got plenty of hot water. No smoke. Keeping the coach warm. Things are doing good. My little patch up on the roof seems to be holding pretty good. I doubt you can see it there. And Pearl and I were really surprised. Our neighbors right one side over, Anthony and Carol Pennington, they're subscribers to the next exit. So where are you headed next, Anthony?
We're headed to Yellowstone. Well, Wyoming and then to Yellowstone. I I stay lost all the time. She tells me where to go.
We're all in that same boat.
Yes.
So you guys watch the channel a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched it quite a bit.
Hi, Carol. How you doing? Cool beans. How long are you going to be in Yellowstone?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's about the time we're going to get there. You make sure the weather's nice,
Okay.
the wind's quit, and the sun's shining.
We'll get all the cold weather out of the way.
We'll send you a thank you. Hey, it's nice meeting you both.
Yes.
We'll see you guys at the next exit somewhere.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye, folks. Hello, Mr. Joel.
How's it going?
Good, good. You headed out, huh?
Headed out for the day.
Are you going straight to Buffalo Gap? You got any stops?
Stopping for gas and stopping at Walmart.
Walmart, huh? All right.
Need some food.
Need some veggies. So what time is check-in, you know?
2 o'clock.
2 o'clock? All right. We're a couple hours behind you. We'll probably see you this afternoon sometime.
Maybe, or you might get there before me, or I may not get there at all.
Or
I have to go somewhere else.
all righty. Well, we'll see you somewhere over in Wyoming. Drive safe.
Safe travels.
Same to you, buddy. So that's it, and close the chapter on Sheridan Lake. Jeff and Lori left yesterday. They went up to a place called Devil's Tower, I think it is. Pretty neat site. We decided not to make that trip, so we stayed another day at Sheridan Lake with Joe. And then today we're all three headed over to a KOA in Buffalo, Wyoming, out of South Dakota into Wyoming. But I got a call right as we left from Jeff and Lori, and they're gonna drop out of the convoy. All this wind and weather has kind of got their attention. Jeff is not real comfortable with some of the boondocking locations we're thinking about trying in Yellowstone. And to be honest, he said he's just not real comfortable with having a 40-foot RV doing this boondocking. And that's probably a pretty smart idea. What they're going to do is sell their coach. They're headed back to Tennessee, and they're going to sell their coach. And they're going to buy them some like a 28 to 36-foot RV, maybe even a trailer, so they can get in with a comfort level into these smaller sites. And less maintenance. No doubt there's all the maintenance problems at $2,000, and his coach is a 04, and he thinks that's only going to get worse. So if you're interested, I think 60 grand will probably get you in that 2004 Monaco Endeavor. He mentioned a number of $60,000. I don't know if that's where he's going to go, but if you're interested, leave a comment down below or send me an email, and you just may get you a RV. But enough about Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons. They're way over yonder, and we're just now leaving Sheridan Lake. And we got to get from Sheridan Lake, we're going to run over here to the Buffalo KOA, and then across the Bighorn Forest to Madison Lodge, and then over here to Hatchet Campground, and then we're going to be up in the Tetons. So on our way to Buffalo KOA, that's a pretty good jump. We went there just to dump our tanks, fill up with water, do our laundry, get it hot and light, get a nice hot shower, and we rented a premium patio site, thinking we could all get together, barbecue something, and get some final plans before we separated again. But that didn't work out as normal. The dang wind. It was a great site. We loved the site, but the wind was blowing another 40 or some number, 40, 50 miles an hour, blowing the trees. It's just too miserable to be outside. So we got water, dumped our tanks, got our laundry done, and then we headed on out to Madison Lodge, right across the Bighorn Mountains. We had to go up over a summit, I think was 9,700 feet. And as you know, we've had issues with overheating, so we were very concerned about that. We unhooked the car, Pearl drove the car, she let me drive the motor home. Up and over, piece of cake. We left early, it's only like 50 or 60 degrees outside. No problem at all. It was a great drive. And then headed downhill into Madison Lodge was another nice drive. And wait till you see the campground we got at Madison Lodge. Site number 1. Awesome site.
Hello, I'm Pearl,
I'm Bob.
and we are just passing through.
And this is our next section.
Come and join us.
And you'd be joining us here at Madison Lodge Archaeological Site in Wyoming. And we're doing some boondocking. All right, Pearl and I both talked about we got to figure out how to deal without all these trees. We love the shade, and the RV loves having the shade over it so it doesn't get so hot. But those solar panels just flat won't work in this kind of situation. We do get, there's a big old hole up in the top of this canopy, and we get sun for 2 or 3 hours a day. But we got to figure something out here. Either we're going to have to boondock in the desert, or we're going to have to learn to live without our shade. But man, is it beautiful here at Madison Lodge. Gonna have fire tonight, huh, Joe?
Yeah.
I see fire. The makings of a fire. We'll see.
Plan.
We got fire.
That's a fire.
That's a fire. Whoops. Malfunction.
Let's try that again.
Your napkins?
We did.
Thank you.
What you got in there, baby?
Stew. Beef stew.
Beef stew. Looks pretty good. Hi, Tinker. Hi, buddy. So this is our campsite at Madison Lodge. And what's not to like? It's got shady areas. It's got sunny areas. So you can move your chair wherever you want it. It's got this creek that just is awesome, crystal clear. And we go across this little pathway, this board, numerous times a day. The only thing it's missing is there's no hookups back here. If that had a power pedestal and a sewer connection, we'd be in business.
Atta girl. Atta girl.
Joe's parked in site number 2 right beside us. So we were only here for 2 days. So Pearl cooked up a nice beef stew.
Or chicken
Joe cooked
fajitas,
up his
huh?
famous fajitas.
Oh yeah, that sounds good. Onions and peppers here. I'm just gonna throw the tomatoes on for the last bit.
So is this pretty much the same as what you did the other day?
Sure is.
Yep.
Ooh, I got the serrano pepper. Yep. Be careful. There's not a lot in there, but if you happen to
And it's got a couple of miles of trails with petroglyphs, and it's just a really awesome site. So it's a sweet 2 days. Too bad Jeff and Lori couldn't have made it. They'd have loved it here. No wind, beautiful weather, beautiful campsite. Those are pretty big petroglyphs, huh?
Speed, Martin. I thought you said speed.
You headed out, huh?
next time I see you, we're gonna be doing some boondocking.
Some-
I think.
Just south of Yellowstone, huh? You're headed to Cody?
Cody tonight.
Cody?
2
Okay.
nights.
We're going to Riverton, and we'll see you in a couple of days then, huh?
See
All
you
right.
then.
Enjoy your internet. Safe travels.
It's been tough the last 2 days.
Yeah, it has. Take care, Joe.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye. So we'll hook up with Joe here in just a couple of days. We're about 30 minutes behind him. He's headed north and we're headed south. So if you've watched the video this far, you're in for a little bitty treat. We're headed down to Riverton today to see our granddaughter, Mandy. And she used to live with us back in Reno when we had our horses and we used to go trail riding all the time. And she's turned into a regular little cowgirl, and rightfully so, she lives in Wyoming now. We haven't seen her and her kids, which are our great grandkids, in 8 or 9 years. It's been quite a while. So we're really looking forward to this. It's going to be so much fun. And you're going to meet our granddaughter and 3 of our great grandkids.
By my grandma, don't you dare.
Hey, do not. I'll just be by you.
Don't come over here. And as you can see, Mandy's boyfriend, Cody, he gets along great with the kids.
Yeah.
Does anybody want a hug?
It's hard to hang on to this hair anymore.
I bet.
Yours is thin.
Oh! I
Oh!
can redo it. That one was kind of sloppy.
That's not fair. Did you do that?
No, she.
So those were two really, really fun days for Pearl and I. Mandy and her kids, Allison, Tufton, and Bailey. And I gotta say, Pearl and I are so proud of the job that Mandy's doing as a single mom raising those 3 kids. They were so much fun to be around. But now, we're headed to the Bridger Teton National Forest just outside of Yellowstone. I see mountains coming up in your future, baby.
I see mountains coming up too.
Won't be long. Yellowstone, here we come. So this is what it's all about. We got one more 9,600 foot pass to get over. We did good last time, so Pearl's gonna go ahead and drive this time. We're gonna leave the car hooked up and we're going over in midday. It's gonna be about 80 degrees.
Continental Divide, 9658.
So this is gonna be a lot tougher drive today. But once we get over, it's going to be so worth it. We're going to be hanging out around the Tetons, up around Yellowstone, and if we're lucky, we may try to go on up to Glacier. If not, we'll go ahead and shoot across to Washington and Oregon and meet up with our kids and grandkids over there. So time will tell. We got no idea what's going to happen. We got no reservations for campgrounds. We're going to go try to find us some free boondocking in the National Forest and points beyond. So wish us luck, and until we see you guys again next time, keep the wheels rolling, stay safe. We'll see you at the next exit. Bye bye, folks.